Welcome back.
Round two.
Someone get that Kurz out of here. Come on.
Did he not get paired this round? Is he not playing?
I don't know. Get him out of here. I'm tired of looking at him, though.
Is he too fearful to enter the tournament?
Perhaps.
There's Ben Ball on the left. He doesn't have any extraneous human being standing behind him, so
That's a plus.
it is. It's a bonus. He's already advantaged in that regard. Wonder what he's playing.
I don't wonder what Lopey's playing. I got to see his deck in between rounds, and I'm pleased to announce that we have Mr. Scar-Striped himself in there.
Oh yeah. I hear that's a heck of a general.
A general.
A commander? Are they commanders now?
They're commanders.
I can't keep up with that
You
format.
need to get up
The lingo.
to speed with the lingo, man.
I wish Wizards would put out like an official document for all commentary everywhere
Yeah.
as to what words we're supposed to use.
Not racial slurs.
Absolutely no racial slurs.
All right.
Alright.
I'm also told that Lopey is playing Architects of Will.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know about that card being good in this deck.
He was saying he wanted a blue man in his deck, and I was like, why? So I can cast my Architects of Will.
Alright, because I apparently
That's
want to cast that card.
A reasonable thing to do if you're playing Living End.
Ben Ball's on Storm apparently, which is a deck that if you wanted to play it and found it to be too expensive, Modern Masters 2017 solved that issue for you.
Yeah, now's the time to play your Blue-Red Storm.
Correct.
Your Gift Storm, as it were.
He's just commenting on how interesting. We're just cramming Death Shadow into all shells.
Yeah, why not?
We're gonna play. I'm just gonna play Mono Black Death Shadow.
Why?
I don't know. Why not?
How about we play Mono Black Death Shadow Eldrazi?
Is all. You said the secret word to get me to play any deck. If there's a Thought Knot Seer in the deck, I am so in. Looks like Lopey's going to get all the way down to 15 on this one. With the Thoughtseize, this is...
Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. No, so you have to leverage the cards that you have against these niche decks like Storm, and he has a path in hand, so he wants to make sure that Ben gets to keep that creature. So what Ben could do is play a Brawl like turn 5 or something when he can cast a couple instants in response. But by that time, Lopey's hoping to have
some action. Hopefully a big old Death Shadow beaten in turn after turn.
the big old Death Shadow beats.
He took the Ritual spell, which generally...
pretty solid.
Yeah. A lot of the good ones have been banned. And,
yeah, these Storm players are desperate for a good ritual.
Ah! You did it.
Yeah.
Anyway, there used to be a deep redundancy, and now there just isn't.
There's not.
That's too bad.
You're forced to create your own redundancy with Past in Flames now.
Correct.
Which is, I imagine, what this Ben Ball character is looking to do.
It's a mythic coming out of the Modern Masters 2017 as well.
Happy to say I didn't open any of those.
I did not either.
How fortunate.
Yeah, so James didn't have any creatures
No action on 2.
possible in this hand, which is not where you want to be.
So he's got the Lingering Souls. It's not something you want to rely on for your
Concur.
your clock, but as Lopey pointed out in between rounds, it is a 4/4 flyer for 5 that you get to pay in increments, and that does a pretty good job of beating down.
Lopey's going all the way down to 10. Now, I don't know this Storm deck inside and out, but I believe the last time I played it, like, it doesn't like going off. It's significantly easier going off for 10 than going off for 20. It's not one of those decks that like either goes off or doesn't.
Right.
And so it kind of is precarious to be in a situation where you're at less life than you'd like to be.
Sure. Yeah, 100%. That's correct.
All right. Looks at an abrupt decay. Verdant Catacombs follow up, and I think now we're going to see these souls linger.
You might see a Lily, but that's really, really slow.
Concur. If it was the old Liliana, I could totally see it.
Oh yeah.
Being into play just as fast as you can get it there.
That's not even a question.
But he's playing the Last Hope, or the. Is that her name? Liliana the Last Hope?
Liliana the Last Hope. Solid card against opposing Lingering Souls.
Concur. You just get to chip away at their tokens one by one.
You get a mow 'em on down.
Alright, so Ben's kind of on an operative turn here. We're going to get some Souls tokens in play eventually. To represent these 1/1 flyers.
Spirit tokens, please. Lopey, come on. Be a professional.
It's in the spirit of the game to put them into play.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
That was a riot.
It was fairly humorous if I say so myself.
Still no action from Ben, but he's under no pressure.
One of the... Oh, here's...
Mishra's Booble. Most expensive card in the deck.
Alright, okay, so we have this die. That's not very... Alright, here's some souls coming in.
So now we've gotten the souls for him.
We've got soul, not a soldier. Alright, is that a Death Shadow in hand?
Inquisition of Kozilek, which is actually pretty solid here.
Yeah, Inquisition's going to put him ahead.
The old Baral.
He's left Path up, so this is going to be on the stack, and we're going to get a Path in response. Alright, so Manamorphose. And draw the card. And then Path is going to resolve.
Unless he has a counterspell.
He's got,
does not look like he does.
Blue, sure. So Lopey has the good Path to Exiles, I notice.
If you're blind.
If you're blind. The best Path to Exiles for a blind man.
That's true.
No, those are the good ones. The cat ones are just so played out. And
it's just the better art, man.
And the other two arts are foil. If the Rebecca Guy ones came not foil, there's no chance I wouldn't have them.
There's no chance. That's what you've got. Alright, so 5 mana floating for Ben.
I got a C+ on my last pun, it sounds like.
Okay. Yeah, I would have been a little more harsh, but
that's okay. You're a harsh man to deal with sometimes.
I concur.
Here's the gifts ungiven. So let's piece together gifts ungiven. Past in Flames, Snapcaster Mage.
No Snapcaster. Past in Flames, Ritual.
Okay, 2 rituals, sure.
Electromancer, probably.
Okay.
I don't know how much mana he has floating. Let's see, he had 5, and he added 1 to go to 6, and he's using 4. So I don't think you can go off.
Yeah, if it was me, I would give him Past in Flames and the Electromancer.
Right.
Because it buys you a turn.
Yeah, I think you need Ritual, Past in Flames.
Right. And you have Abrupt Decay in hand. So if he puts Electromancer into play, you kill it in response to the Past in Flames.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How many spells have been cast this turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
I count
So he could
Yeah,
go
I count 5.
ritual, ritual, ritual. Grape shot is 1 short.
I think the
Right.
grape shot has to go to the graveyard here.
No, because he's had 5. So, yeah. This is good. This is where you want to be. Ritual, ritual, past in flames. Grape shot.
Yeah, so you give him grape shot past in flames?
Yeah, so he
Oh,
can't.
so he can't. No, where's the 1?
The Baral that got
Was the
passed.
Baral not in play at the beginning of the turn?
Correct.
Okay, I missed that spell. I didn't count that up. Interesting. Well, there you go. There's Storm going off with a lot of help from the Death Shadow deck. Maybe the Storm deck's a good call in a Death Shadow metagame.
It's not a bad call. It does pretty well right now.
It's
I
a
like
call.
the deck a lot.
It's a call.
Is it?
Yeah, the guy made the call. He pulled the trigger on it. Here it is, sitting in front of us.
Ben Ball really on the ball with this metagame.
Yeah, he's really. Do you think the gifts I'm given bends the matchup in a specific direction?
No. I don't.
So, Lopey playing white here gives him the opportunity to bring in the. I think white has the best sideboard cards in the whole format.
Okay. Well, that's an opinion.
I think.
It's got the best silver bullets, but I don't think those are the best sideboard cards.
All right, I think Rest in Peace is an awesome sideboard card, and it does a lot of work here.
Yeah, I think Leyline of the Void is just better if you're playing any deck with Tarmogoyfs.
Okay, because you don't. Sure, I can follow you there. Also, white has Leyline of Sanctity.
Mm-hmm. That's a strong one.
So I think that card, if it's in Lopey's sideboard, should come in.
Depends on how many you bring. Like, if you want to bring in like 1 or 2, that's fine. Bringing in 4, you're just asking to get open the warrens or empty the warrens out.
Sure.
It's not as easy to do, but it's very easy for Ben to go, like, turn 3, storm count of 4, empty the warrens.
Mind break traps in the sideboard. That's interesting.
Yeah, Mind Break Trap's a solid sideboard against Storm. I don't know that I would want to commit Mind Break Trap to my sideboard just to go up against the Storm deck, because it doesn't really do anything anywhere else.
Concur. Yeah, I think the trick in sideboarding Modern is to have things be broad enough that they're usable in many matchups, but narrow enough that they get the job done exactly the way you want to get the job done.
Right. If I'm Lopey, I want to bring in like Duresses or Lilianas or things like that. I don't want a silver bullet in my sideboard against the Storm deck.
Sure.
Seems a bit narrow.
All right, so our floor guy.
Yeah.
Bringing in hot new information. Force of Will and Worship are now invocations.
Nice.
Those have been released, as well as Mind Twist.
Ooh, baby.
That's
spicy.
Force of Will. I could see being a cool looking one of these.
Yeah. I mean, if you like Wingdings and you like Force of Wills, and I'm all in. All right, so here's a hand. Yeah, getting the Empty the Warrens takes away like that turn 4 Empty the Warrens potential. Although with a 1 lander, hitting this Serum Visions is probably tempting.
They are hitting. I'm not disagreeing with you, Mr. ATL.
Sometimes you just need some Wingdings in your life, and that's what these invocations are doing for you.
Well, the thing I'm thinking about is, are we on 4 different Force of Will arts now? So we have the original one. We've got the Wingdings. We've got the Modern Masters, or the Eternal Masters art.
And then the
the Judge promo.
Yeah.
So you can have a nice, diverse play set of Force of Wills.
I don't think anybody wants to do that.
I want OG ones if I'm gonna play Eternal, but forget
I
that.
want the cheapest ones.
Absolutely. Which it might be the OG ones. You can probably find some nice beat up ones with some spider webbing on the back.
I just want like the EMA ones probably are.
All right, here's
less expensive.
Here's an Inquisition.
Inquisition running it back takes the guy.
That's interesting. I would have taken the Manamorphose there.
Yeah, Manamorphose is a good call, but without the Electromancer or Baral, then the Manamorphose is just mana neutral.
Right, and you need all these cards to be mana plus.
Yes. There's some wiggle room in Eternal Storm decks. There is no wiggle room in the Storm deck. You need everything to function 100%.
Alright, so we now all know that Ben is going to draw a land.
A Shivan Reef at that.
And
Lopey should have probably done that before he cast his discard spell.
Oh, sure, because that does give you information as to what's going to happen.
I think the call would have been the same because everything in Ben's hand was 2 drops.
So this Nile Spellbomb really puts a kink in the plan. So I like, if these are sideboard cards, I like the way this is playing out where the Death Shadow deck isn't, it's not really going for the throat with its sideboard cards, but it's throwing enough wrenches in the plan.
Sure.
That it makes it difficult to go off. And it's hard enough to win the game now in these Storm decks without any problems, any additional wrenches.
Correct. Yeah, I think you typically bring in a couple at least Echoing Truths to fight through some of the hate. It's a pretty good universal answer.
All right. Here comes some action. We're doing it. It's happening. Alright, so we got 3 mana still in the pool.
Empty the Warrens. You get 6.
Empty the Warrens for 6. We're going to path 1. Alright. I can... You don't have to sell me on that.
Yeah, this is where post sideboard you get these random wins off of Empty the Warrens.
Yeah.
So we're traversing.
Okay, so Traverse the Evenwald's a good one here. This is going to let you get a Tarmogoyf or a Death Shadow. Here's a Death Shadow, okay. And Lopey has a Street Wraith in hand, which I imagine he's interested in casting. Alright, so he leaves him with Sleight of Hand, forcing the Remand to be discarded. I can get in on that. So 4, 3, 2,
so
1.
Letting him keep the remand gives you a little
7,
more
9,
control,
10.
but
so Ben attacking repeatedly into this Death Shadow deals 10 damage. So he has to put 2 together with a Grape Shot, given no other action from either side.
looks like a ritual on the bottom.
I think Lopey's going to want to draw, going to want to crack this fetch land here, just taking 1. Oh,
man.
Oh, that was a misstep.
Lopey not popping that fetch was very bad.
Oh, okay, so what might happen here is, so all the damage is dealt at once.
Right.
And so when the state-based effects are checked, the Lopey's life total will be 8, and the Death Shadow will be bigger than a 1/1.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. So the Death Shadow. So.
All right. So Death Shadow does not die.
It'll be a 5/5.
All right. So here we go. Lopey down to 8.
All right. Here's a Tarmogoyf. That's very important. Ooh, and Lopey's going to get in for 5. That's a big deal. I like it.
He's getting aggressive.
I like it. He needs to. Well, I mean.
Casting gifts. Man, this is good. So we're going to see some good stuff here. So he gets to swing in for 3. Lopey is at 8.
Ritual, Grape Shot, Past in Flames?
You definitely want Grape Shot. Yeah, probably.
That's interesting. I had never thought about Gifts Ungiven, but it like sets up so many lines here where it's just like you get to win the game because of this.
Right. We might see a pretty nice one here. If he gives him a Ritual in the Grape Shot, or even a Past in Flames in the Grape Shot. So if Ben draws a Ritual here,
he wins the game straight out.
Yeah. He might not even need to.
If he has any other 1-mana card, he wins the game.
He could draw a land and win the game. Draws the Ritual, though.
Okay, draws the Ritual. So he has Ritual. Ritual Grape Shot actually wins the game. Lopey goes to 5. Oh, no. Okay, so Ritual into Past in Flames leaves him with 2 open mana. And so then he can cast another Ritual out of the graveyard, and then another Ritual out of the graveyard.
And another one.
And another one, and then Grape Shot him for all of it. Alright, here's a land. Okay.
So you have 3 red.
3 red.
And a blue. So here comes the Past in Flames, I'd imagine.
Yep. Alright, so now we have to generate a red and a colorless. Interesting. Man, that Storm deck came out of nowhere.
Yeah, just kind of popped in.
The gifts Ungiven is, I hope that's a permanent inclusion, because that creates some interesting lines. I like 2 of them in the deck.
4.
There are 4 in there?
Yeah, it's so important. Like, the deck has a very tough time going off without it.
Alright, fantastic. Well, I learned something.
And you did. You learn something new every day. You do. I'm not saying everybody does.
We should be so lucky.
We should be so lucky. All right. So, Storm takes it down over Abzan Death Shadow, which never really got off the ground here.
Insano Shano. Hi, Insano Shano. We're going to be back in about 30 minutes, 25 minutes.
Yeah, you get 25, 30.
To bring you some more modern action live here from GameSwap up in Mason.
Yeah, we've got
Ohio.
2 more rounds. Smell you later, nerds.
Smell you later, nerds.